Forgotten Mopar, the Mexican Super Bee with more power than US muscle cars. Alright folks, today we're diving into one of the most unique and underrated muscle cars in Mopar history. We all know the Dodge Super Bee, Mopar's affordable muscle machine from 1968 to 1971. But did you know there was a Mexican version that at one point packed more power than its American counterpart? That's right, meet the Valiant Super Bee, the Dodge Plymouth hybrid that kept the muscle car spirit alive south of the border. Buckle up, because this one's gonna be a wild story. The birth of the Mexican Super Bee. Now, let's set the stage. The original Super Bee ran from 1968 to 1971, based on the Dodge Coronet and later the Charger. It was Dodge's budget muscle car, but it still packed some serious heat, including the legendary 426 Hemi, a 7-liter V8, cranking out 425 horsepower and 490 foot-pounds of torque. It gave muscle car enthusiasts an affordable way to experience raw power without breaking the bank. But when Chrysler of Mexico needed a replacement for the Plymouth Barracuda in 1970, they faced a dilemma. The third-generation Cuda was too expensive to produce and sell in Mexico, so they had to get creative. Their solution? Take the Plymouth Duster, badged as the Valiant Duster in Mexico, and give it a muscle car makeover. Initially, the Mexican Super Bee was little more than a Duster with Super Bee decals and racing stripes. It looked cool, but performance-wise, it was just another compact coupe. However, Chrysler wasn't done yet, and in the coming years, they would turn this humble car into a true powerhouse. To make it stand out even more, Chrysler made continuous design tweaks, improving aerodynamics and giving it a more aggressive stance. The Mexican market had a growing appetite for muscle cars, and the Super Bee was about to become one of the most unique Mopars ever made. Unlike the US models, which faced emissions restrictions and rising insurance costs, Mexico's automotive regulations were far more lenient. This gave Chrysler the freedom to push the boundaries of performance and keep the muscle car spirit alive in a way that wasn't possible in the States. Thanks for coming to our channel. We value your time and love to know what you think, so let us know in the comments. And hit subscribe if you want to see more. And now back to the Mexican Super Bee. The evolution of the Valiant Super Bee. This legend allowed the Mexicans to get creative and make sure it was a standout. Chrysler gave it the front grille from the US spec Dodge Demon in 1971. In 1972 and 73, they refined the design even more, essentially creating a Plymouth Duster with a Dodge Dart front end. These changes weren't just for looks. They gave the Super Bee an identity of its own, making it feel more like a proper muscle car rather than a rebadged Duster. But the real magic was under the hood. The first version came with a 318 cubic inch, 5.2 liter LA V8, pushing out 270 horsepower, not bad for the time, but it still wasn't in the same league as its American cousins. However, in 1973, Chrysler of Mexico decided to break away from what was happening up north. While American muscle cars were getting choked by emissions regulations and fuel crises, Mexico's more lenient laws allowed the Super Bee to maintain its power output. The 318 V8 stayed at 270 horsepower through 1974. Meanwhile, the US spec Dodge Dart Sport 360 was struggling with just 245 horses. This made the Mexican Super Bee one of the last holdouts of true muscle car performance in an era where power was rapidly disappearing. This wasn't just about performance. It was about keeping muscle cars exciting. The Super Bee wasn't just some rebadged economy coupe. It was a statement. It proved that despite rising oil prices and increasing government regulations in the US, there was still a place where true muscle cars could thrive. Chrysler of Mexico wasn't just following trends. They were actively preserving the golden era of muscle cars in a way that wasn't happening anywhere else in North America. The most powerful Mopar of the Malaise era. And then in 1975, Chrysler of Mexico went all in. They ditched the 318 and dropped in the 360 cubic inch, 5.9 liter LA V8. This beast pumped out a solid 300 horsepower at a time when the Plymouth Duster in the US was making a measly 225 horsepower. With this upgrade, the Mexican Super Bee officially became more powerful than most American muscle cars of the time, including the Corvette, which topped out at just 230 horsepower in 1980. This wasn't just a fluke. It was a direct result of Chrysler of Mexico's ability to sidestep the strict emissions laws plaguing the U.S. auto industry. While American performance cars were getting neutered, the Valiant Super Bee was thriving, making it one of the most exciting Mopars of the 1970s. But it didn't stop there. When Dodge and Plymouth moved on from the Dart and Valiant in the U.S., Mexico kept the names alive. The second-gen Mexican Super Bee was based on a mashup of the Dodge Aspen and the Plymouth Volare, keeping the 360 V8 until 1980. That made it one of the last true muscle cars of the Malaise era, a time when high-performance vehicles were becoming a rare breed. Even as muscle cars faded in the U.S., the Super Bee in Mexico remained a serious performance machine. With a 4-speed manual or a 3-speed torque flight automatic, this car could still put down some serious numbers. Unlike many American cars that had turned into underwhelming personal luxury coupes, the Super Bee stayed true to its muscle car roots. It's a perfect example of how different automotive markets evolved during the 1970s and how some of the best performance cars weren't always made in Detroit. The legacy and rarity of the Valiant Super Bee. Now, because these cars were built exclusively in Mexico, they're insanely rare in the US, unlike American muscle cars, which were mass-produced and widely exported. The Valiant Super Bee was a domestic market vehicle with limited production numbers. Very few of these cars have made their way across the border, making them a unicorn for Mopar collectors. But every once in a while, one pops up at auction, usually selling for around $15,000 to $20,000. That's a steal for a car that was, at one point, the most powerful Mopar of its time. Compared to the skyrocketing prices of American muscle cars, the Valiant Super Bee remains a hidden gem that's still relatively affordable, if you can find one. The Super Bee name made a comeback on modern Chargers in the 2000s and 2010s. But let's be real, there's nothing quite like the original. And if you want one of the rarest, most unique muscle cars Mopar ever made, the Valiant Super Bee is the way to go. It's a fascinating piece of automotive history that proves muscle car culture thrived in more places than just the US. Many collectors still don't know about this car, making it a sleeper hit in the classic car market. With muscle cars becoming more valuable every year, the Valiant Super Bee's rarity and history make it a potential future collectible. If you ever see one in the wild, know that you're looking at a true piece of Mopar history. Alright guys, that's a wrap on one of the coolest forgotten Mopars ever built. What do you think about the Valiant Super Bee? Would you rock one of these Mexican muscle machines? Let me know in the comments. And as always, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more classic car content, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. We love having you here, and we love knowing what you think, so let us know in the comments. We'll see you next time here on Classic American Auto.